I'm here today with Sandro Perruzza, CEO of the Ontario Society of Professional Engineers, or OSPE. They represent over 14,000 engineers, engineering graduates, and candidates in the province of Ontario. Sandro, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great, thank you. Sandro, how are your members doing? What are you hearing from them?
Well, they're concerned. They're concerned about their jobs. They're concerned about their families, but they're also concerned about the community. And they're, asking us, how can engineers help out our healthcare professionals?
And how is your organization doing?
We're doing well. We moved remotely on March 16th to have everyone work from home. We closed our front doors, but we didn't shut down our operations. We made our members aware that we were here to help them. And we do weekly touch-ins with our staff to make sure that they're connected to each other. They're connected to our members as well. So we share what they're working on. We share what we're hearing from our members. And we also share stories of working from home and some of the challenges and opportunities that brings.
From a leadership point of view at OSPE, what is your focus during these dynamic times? What are you looking at, and what are you seeing in the near term and midterm? I don't know if any of us can look long term anymore, but in that near and long term, what are you looking at?
We're looking at how do we support our members during this tough time. A lot of them, this is uncharted territory for everyone, regardless of what profession you're in. We're really trying to better understand and help our members actually better understand what the challenges are ahead of them in the short term. On, I think it was March 17th, engineering was considered an essential service by the province. So it meant it needed to continue to operate while other businesses shut down. So that created a whole new level of challenges for our members. They continue to work. We want to make sure first and foremost that they were healthy and safe, and that their employees were healthy and safe. So we worked with our partners to develop some health and safety protocols for work sites. We worked with the government to make sure that they were first endorsed by the government, and then the government put them out, and they were going to enforce those protocols. So their Ministry of Labor inspectors were going to ensure that when they went out that they followed these new protocols.
Well, that's fantastic. And how has your, strategy that you had, it seems like we live in two worlds. How is the strategy pre-COVID helping you get through or see the road ahead post or during and post-COVID?
Yeah, so we were currently now in year 2 of our strategic plan. And our plan had 3 pillars. It's the first pillar was Engineers Lead, second pillar was Engineers Care, and the third one was Engineers Unite. And so when we looked at what we're doing, it really fit in beautifully with those 3 pillars. So I talked about the health and safety protocols we put in place and leading that conversation with our industry partners, but also with the government. And so that actually resulted in the government coming back to this group and saying, okay, we want you to represent the industry, because as we start to work through these other challenges, we want to work with a group we trust. So that demonstrated the Engineers Lead pillar. A lot of our members came back to us as well and said, we want to help out. We're really concerned. We hear about the pleas for help from the healthcare professionals. So we demonstrated how our members could help and provide them with some links to do that. And then under the Engineers Unite, again, we reached out to other design and construction associations, said, hey, listen, we're all going through the same thing. Let's work together and work through some of these other challenges that we're now facing. For example, there's holdback issues because of the new emergency procedures that the government has put in place. So that meant that they didn't have to meet limitation periods and payment periods. Well, that affected all of our members, because if they were getting projects completed and weren't getting paid, then they couldn't pay their members or their employees. They couldn't pay their supply chain to get new materials for other projects. So that really affected things. And then there's the other big aspect is this force majeure clause. So in contract language, if there's an act of God, no one can be held liable if projects get delayed. Pandemics were never considered force majeure. So we are working with the government to get some direction, and they're coming to us and say, okay, tell us what language we need to put into new legislation to make sure that everyone is covered.
And so do you think, that's some fantastic focus on your strategy that seems to help enliven it. Do you anticipate any changes for your strategy coming up as you move into the near term based on what's happened, or is it providing you the vehicle, do you think, for the road ahead to focus your organization on the road ahead?
Yeah, I think it's more of a focus. So it's not going to change. Our strategy is certainly not going to change, but it will provide more focus. And it's because I think our members are telling us they need more focus.
Well, I really want to thank you for your time today and sharing your story. It's a very positive one about the engineers and how you're supporting them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.